Yeah, hello everyone. We'll wait a minute, let few others to join in, and then we'll start. If I am audible, just give a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is session for week 5. Usually we would have taken activity or practice assignment session, but we'll be taking a series of sessions. So we'll be considering SQL Alchemy to this point. A good idea to do 3 sessions for that. Okay, I have pinned 2 messages. One message is for YouTube, which we are streaming right now, YouTube link, and there is one more message which is of my GitHub account. There you will find one folder called app, and inside that there is a MD file which we'll be using throughout these 3 sessions. 3 sessions covering this first one as Wednesday session for this week, Saturday session for this week, and the next week's Wednesday session. Okay, so we are taking 3 sessions. If we are able to complete the stuff in 2 sessions about SQL Alchemy, we'll be considering the last session for maybe any doubts, or you have a quiz week in next, right? So we'll cover that up also a little bit. Okay, hope you have heard me while I say that. Okay, so what is the picture? What we want to do here? So I'll just share my screen, and then we'll move forward and try to understand what is going on in this course, and what we have done already, and what will be the process after this week. Okay. Um, when I share my screen, you have to tell if you are able to see it or not by giving a thumbs up. Okay, good. Okay, so um, as I said, you have to go to this. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so you have to go to this uh, GitHub link, which is this. Here you will go to. After that, you have a MD file here, right? So you have to open this SQL.md. This file will cover the content which we gonna take over these 3 sessions. Okay, so if you have to ask something, you just type it out, or if you have anything specific at that very moment, you just raise your hand. Then I'll ask you to unmute yourself, and we'll take that question. Okay, hope it is good. Okay. Uh, so this is what I made. This basically this note is for you all that this document might update till my last session what we will be covering for SQL Alchemy. So keep going through it. If I have any changes, I will just update it in the GitHub. I'll just replace the previous one and update the new one. And one more thing, I have not uploaded this MD file in our dashboard yet, because there might be some changes and I don't want to re-upload it again and again. Okay. So let's start why I have made this dog and what we need before this session is started. So first thing is I'm hopeful that you have downloaded your VS Code by now. It is week 5 and you must have coded something. If you have downloaded VS Code, then completely fine. If you have not downloaded and you're using some other text editor, that is also fine. But if you have not downloaded any text editor, I might have to see your hands here. So raise your hand who has not yet downloaded VS Code or any text editor. Uh, I repeat myself, raise your hand if you have not. So this is a raise your hand button. If you have not uh, downloaded your VS Code or any text editor right now. Okay. Okay. No raise of hand. That means we are on the same page till now. Then the second thing is, have we given our VS Code a Python interpreter and pip to it or not? So are you working with your Python interpreter? What is Python interpreter? So here when you go to this place, this is VS Code. When you go to this place, you have a terminal. You have to open your new terminal. So here, if I write Python, so it should open an interpreter for me. Is it happening for you or not? If not, can you raise your hand? Go to your VS Code or any editor which you're using and type Python in it. If a interpreter doesn't open with a three angle brackets, then please raise your hand.
Yes, sir. Can you show once again after opening the VS Code? What shall we do?
Yeah, this is VS Code. You just have to open, you have three dots, or you might have written terminal over here in the above uh, left corner of your VS Code screen.
Yes, sir.
Then you have to open new terminal,
Okay.
and inside that you have to write Python.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so if something like this appears and it says some version of Python, that means you have installed Python and pip. If this is not the case, please raise your hand. Okay, so that means we are on the same page till now. That is good. Uh, so after that, what we want? This was the prerequisite I wanted. Uh, yeah. So I guess I will be I will be exercising you with raise of hands now. Uh, so have you gone through HTML content? Have you coded in HTML till now? If you have not coded, please raise your hand. Have you? So I'll just repeat myself. Have you not coded in HTML till now? Is there anyone who is here who has not even coded HTML till now? Okay, I see this as a good sign. Okay, then have you worked with CSS a little bit? Basic idea of CSS. Is there someone who doesn't know anything about CSS or doesn't even know the use of it? Okay, anyone else? Okay, two people. Yeah, just raise your hand if you are not familiar. Yeah, two people, Vishnu and someone else raised. Okay, so just briefly, I'll tell you. So we have a HTML language which looks like um, this. This is you have an extension called .html. You specify that you have a doc type HTML. Now, in this HTML content, inside this, to make it a little beautiful or beautify your content, what will be a black and white when you use HTML. I'll just repeat again. So, if you are using HTML, it will be a black and white content which will be shown in the browser. Okay, till now it is okay. Then if we want to make it a little beautiful, or we want to add some colors into it, we use uh, CSS to it. So CSS has three kind of working environment. So you can use either a style tag here in this tag, HTML tag, or if you want to use it inside this head tag, it is a it will be called internal style sheet CSS. If there is some other file called, let's say, we create a static folder here outside this environment. Static means, you know the English meaning, right? So static, the similar static thing, and you have to add, let's say, main dot css. So this file, if we want to add some code in this css file, that will be called external css. Okay, so this is just a basic idea which I am giving. We have already covered these things in week 2. I don't want to go thorough into it because we won't be using much of css. Okay, that's why we can skip this at this point. Okay, hope it is
Sorry,
clear.
sir. I
Yeah.
sorry to catch up a little late. In fact, you asked me to put up in a new terminal Python. Is it? I put it, but I got stuck there. It's
uh,
asking version and other things.
it is asking what?
Version.
Okay, are you using PowerShell or?
Yeah, I'm using VS Code.
Yeah, so this does that does your terminal look like this? Can you see this my screen look like this or
I,
not?
yes.
Is it
Yeah. It is something like this only.
something like this? Is it like WSL or something like?
No, not
uh,
WSL and not. I was using Ubuntu.
yeah, so does your terminal look like this?
Yeah, but it is not populated with data. Nothing is there in that one. I can share the screen and you can just
Yeah,
help.
share a screen. I'll just stop presenting for now.
Share. Yeah,
So
done it.
this one thing we have to check. Okay, so uh, somebody should go to YouTube, and when he stops sharing, you have to check if my screen is visible or not, because this happened last time also. And get some. Okay, so can you just click on that? You have a plus button, right, in that terminal?
Here,
Yeah. So you have a, one second. You can you just enter it?
center it.
Just click on enter.
Click on enter. Okay. All right.
Uh, I guess your screen is freeze or what?
The screen is not
As
visible.
it is visible, but I guess it is stuck. Have you done anything? Is it showing other than Python to you? Yeah. Okay. Yes. So this is working, right? You have a Python version 3.13.
312. This all you want me to check it, huh?
Yes, correct. Yes, this is what I wanted.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
Check
from
it.
for exiting from here, you have to write E. So exit, right? Exit, EXIT, and then small bracket. Have you done it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
done
You have to give
exit.
small brackets. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So now you can stop sharing. I'll just
Okay.
share my screen, and someone please confirm that in YouTube you are able to see my screen or not.
In YouTube to see your
Yeah,
screen.
someone from the class, can you just go to YouTube and check if my screen is visible to you there or not? It is visible? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on ahead. The third question I would ask, so CSS is okay, right? So you don't have to worry too much. Subramaniam, I guess you are right. So can you just mute yourself? So last,
Yeah,
not the last
yeah,
thing. So hope we are okay with CSS. So we don't have to worry too much about it, but just a basic knowledge which we wanted. Okay. Then we have Jinja. Have you worked or coded any kind of code in Jinja? Anyone who has not even coded any line of code with Jinja? Okay. Subha Smith. Okay. Anyone else? Ramya and anyone else? Yeah, three people. Four. So you guys have not coded any line of Jinja yet. Okay. Okay. So let's assume five or six people who have not. So I'll just briefly tell you what is Jinja. So we have HTML. We can show something in our screen in our browser using HTML code. But sometime what happens is we want to uh, make it dynamic. What I mean by dynamic is we want to change the content of our uh, uh, sorry. Okay, so we want to change some content of our browser screen. Okay, so let's say if in this screen, I want to here you can see name, right? So Sri Krishna is written here. If I want to change it, and this change should be dynamic. So what do you mean by dynamic? So dynamic means if there is some change in database, in my SQL database or any other database. For this name, let's say if I have saved name equal to Sri Krishna right now, and if I change something in there, name would be only Sri, then it should change here also. So it should reflect here also. So this will happen dynamically. Okay. So for making our life easier, uh, we use Jinja 2. So don't tell me that why Jinja 2, why Jinja 1 is not there. Yeah, so they have upgraded it. This is how it is. So Jinja 2. Um, so Jinja 2 helps us to make a page, whatever the HTML page is, a little dynamic. How it helps? So we'll be using Flask. Flask is one micro framework which we will be using here in this course as well as in the project which you might have taken this term. Uh, so Flask tells the HTML template that hey, I have something with me, some data is with me. Can you just change it for me whenever there is some change in the database or there is some change in the code itself? So Jinja 2 takes the this, what do you call, instruction from Flask and make some little dynamic changes what we want in the HTML screen. You don't have to, so you don't have to manually write it in HTML code. You can just say your Flask app that please do this for me, and Flask advise Jinja to do this certain task dynamically. So this whole process is called dynamic rendering. Okay. Okay, so from this picture, what we can uh, understand is, let's say, if we go to this, we'll just close it for now. So if we see this picture, so I have given one little idea what we want to do. So let's focus on this area: view, client, render, template, controller, and business logic. So this part we are covering, the left bottom corner, which we want to discuss. So what I said there is Flask who will advise Jinja to do certain tasks, and Jinja will make changes whatever I have said using Flask, and it will show in the client side or the browser, right? So is it in this picture? So this controller, what you call, is your Flask code or Flask or Python code, right? This is your business logic, which they call. Then what I say, render the template And in this, while rendering the template, I am giving some kind of data which I want to change dynamically. Okay, so Flask says render the template using some dynamic content. It will, so if there is any changes, it will reflect here, which is called your HTML page, or uh, in a better way, view. Okay, so two things: controller is your Flask app or Python code, and then if you render something using Jinja, then it will be shown in the view or the client view or HTML content per se. Somebody, uh, I am getting this error. What? Uh, which error? So till this point,
Fatal
are you guys?
Git
Yeah.
repository
Wait a
not
second.
find that
I use.
one.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Till this point, are you with me? Are you guys, all of you, can just give a thumbs up, or if you are not getting anything right now, just give a thumbs down if that is the point. Okay. 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 Looks good. So two things we have covered: controller and our view. So two things. Okay. Now you see what is the error? Where are you getting the error?
It is saying that fatal not a Git repository or any of the parent directories dot Git. But I have
Who
Git
is saying
installed.
this? Who who said this? I didn't. Yeah, Ayushi, you said it is saying, who is saying?
I'm VS Code.
Uh, have we talked about Git yet? I guess I have not talked about Git. Can you just tell me what you have done and why it is saying?
I am asking for project.
Uh, do, do you think this is the right place to ask this? I was teaching something. Okay. Ayushi, this is not the right place right now. You can ask this in discourse. We'll take over there. Okay. Hope you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So okay, even if you are getting that error, okay, whatever error you guys are getting right now, keep it with you. But whatever I'm explaining right now, please focus on that, because this will help in your project as well as in the next course which you will be taking. Okay. So this is quite important right now. If even if you are getting error, please keep it with you at the end of the session, or you can post in discourse. We'll try to figure it out. Okay, and there are other sessions also for that. Okay, so two things we have covered. Ramya will talk about this later. Okay, matplotlib and all. Okay. Okay, so two things, view and controller. We have a good idea what we want to do here. Okay, after that, I will ask you guys: have you created your first Flask app or not? How many of you have created your first Flask app? In the last session, it was, yeah, okay. Two thumbs down I've taken. Okay, okay. Do you have an idea what is Flask app I'm referring to? I'll just show you one code. So this uh, from 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6 or 8 line code, this you can see right in the screen. This is your Flask app. Have you written this?
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it am assignment, man. Sir.
Okay, good. Anyone who has not written this yet, now give me a thumbs up for that. Have you not written that? That is your Flask app. Okay, Ramya, nice, Ramya. Wow, great. You you were asking about matplotlib and you have not written your Flask app. Okay, try to write it out. Go ahead. Just I'll just share this link with you for now. Okay. Check this if it is working or not, and then okay. Can you check this? Go there, copy this code, uh, this code. Try to, so you have to create a file, right? Okay, let's do it
Sir,
together.
it is written that if name double equal to main, that
Hmm.
part was not in lab assignment. What is the difference?
Okay, yeah, good. I like people who are very fast. Okay, so this thing I'll cover. Uh, we'll take this, whatever you have said. We'll take this. Okay. First, let's try to be on the same page, and then we'll move on from there. And I'll tell you why if main name is there and why the app.run is there. We'll cover that. So have we copied this? Okay, we have not copied it. Let's go back and we'll copy these few lines. And so because this is written inside if condition, we have to again go to terminal. New terminal we have opened. Here we have to write Python and then the file name. So file name for me is app2.py. Okay, so app2.py I write and then run it. So if it is running, that's completely fine. Otherwise, if if there is some version error or if you are using Linux machine or terminal for say for Mac, you can try it out with Python 3. Okay, so code will be, let's say, let's go to this place. If it is not working for you, then Python 3 and file name. Uh, okay, so try it out for this, and it should look like this. Okay, have you done this? Who has said they have not written a Python Flask app before? Have you done it? It is not very so. It is not scope of this lecture. So if you are using PowerShell, that is also fine. I'll share one link, and there you can use how to install and all. Okay. Okay. So if this is done for you, so you have created your first Flask app. If it is not, if you're getting any error, please tell me right now. Anyone getting any error? I want you all to be on same page, because if I don't have a good audience, then there is no point of teaching this again. Okay.
So
So
I'm getting name error.
name error. What is name error? What?
App dot I'm trying to run app.py
Hmm.
because I created app.py, but it's still showing name error. I'm not understanding
Are you
what's
are you running one more app somewhere else?
no sir. I'm
Are you
just
using
running.
same file name somewhere else also in the same directory or somewhere?
Okay,
Please
let
try to create a new folder. There, try to so close the VS Code which you are using right now and
okay.
create a new folder. Then open that. So how to open that? Let's see that also. So let's say let's go to this place, and if I create a new folder, so you can do this folder new. If I enter this is empty folder right now, right? So if I click here and write cmd, if you are using Windows, write cmd and enter, then this terminal will open. Okay, can you try it out? Have you done it? Should I repeat?
So can you repeat once, please?
Yeah, so I opened my file explorer. There I have created a new folder. Inside that, I went inside that, and then in the ribbon, I've just removed this full path and written CMD there, and then enter. I pressed enter. It will open a terminal for me like this for the same path.
Yes, I did that. Yes.
Okay. Now, if I write code and dot, if you are using VS Code as your default text editor, it will go to your VS Code. Have you done it? If nobody, if anyone has not done it yet, please try to do this. It will be a good idea to learn this also. Code space dot, and then you will go to a new VS Code terminal. Open it. Then here you have to create a Python file. How will you create it? App.py. Okay, .py. You have to give extension, and then your VS Code will understand that this is the file which you wanted. Okay, is it fine? Then you have to just copy paste your code. So this code you have to copy paste and then go to terminal and run it again. Sorry, terminal, and you have to run it here again. So this should be the code. If you have done it, please tell me. If you have not, please tell me that also. Okay, I guess we have done this. Okay, now we are on the same page. That's we have taken 30 minutes for it, but yeah. So we now what we know? We know HTML. We know a little bit about CSS. We know a little bit about Jinja. We know about Flask, and we have a good idea about what is controller, what is view. So this is done. Good. Now why we are here? So why we are here is we will talk about um, SQL. So you have, if you have not done DBMS course, it will be a new thing you have seen or heard today. So we will be talking about SQL a little bit. Before that, I'll just show you this doc which I presented. Yeah, already done then. Good. Can you teach us? Just joking. Okay, so this doc I have created. I have written, this is not compulsory what we'll be following, but yeah, so this is what I wanted. In first session, we'll be talking about Jinja and Flask and Jinja templating. Then we'll be talking a little bit about why SQL and why not SQLite, what is difference between these two, what exactly is SQLite itself. Then in the second session, I want to cover this database model. So um, if we have little time, we'll cover this a little bit here also, but not completely. So CRUD, what is CRUD? Create, read, update, delete. Uh, this we'll talk about in next class. I hope it is not overwhelming for us. And in the last session, we'll be talking about relationship between the models and tables. Okay, so if you have a good idea about relationship, you will be a better image here in terms of SQL. Okay, so this is what the plan is. And in the later part in this doc, I have covered few codes as well. You can try it out in your own after the session also. But yeah, this is the thing. This is what I wanted to cover. So I'll just read it through a little bit. We know what is Flask. It is a lightweight Python web framework, micro HTML, right? Okay. Micro framework. Micro means a little smaller. It doesn't have a much uh, built already built data in it. Django is one thing which has a built-in data or admin block and other stuff in there. So that's why it is not a micro framework. That is a framework from Python. And this term you should know, a web server a gateway interface. So this is a term which you might have heard, but let's keep it there. Just it follows this thing. So this is, let's say, Flask follows this kind of rule: web server gateway interface. Okay, so this is uh, what, just like you follow the grading doc, right? Similar to it, you can understand from that that it follows this. And Flask, why we are using Flask, because it is minimal and it is flexible in terms of, not only in terms of web development, also in terms of database, sorry, data sciences. Because you might have seen that few data science people try to use Flask for their deployment of their ML model or any other small models they build. Okay, so that's why it is good idea to have a knowledge about Flask in terms of web development as well as in your data science field as well. So this is just a start. Okay, so if you have not installed, yeah,
So WSGI home
sorry,
the written is for it follows the WSGI
yeah,
standard.
yeah,
So what web server gateway interface?
yes,
No, I'm asking what is web server gateway interface?
yeah. It is a little different off-topic discussion. You can just Google it. If you just still didn't get it, then please tag me in discourse and I'll tell you. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
is fine. It is just, you can just understand this is a specific rule which Flask follows. For now, this should be a good way to understand. Is it fine?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks. If you have not installed Flask, you have to write pip install Flask in the terminal. This is your terminal. Uh, so if you have not, so if Flask was not installed, this would have given you error and told you that you have not installed Flask. Okay, this uh, app2.py would have given you an error that Flask is not installed, module not installed. So pip install Flask is the code, and you have to enter it. If it is already there, will say that already satisfied. Okay, already satisfied. If it is not there, it will install for you. Okay, the code is pip install Flask. Good. Okay. The basic code which we have already given. Let's talk about it. Let's work with it. Let's say. So you have this code. First line says import Flask from Flask. That means we have a Flask bundle or uh, library which we are calling for, and from there we are using capital Flask. Okay. So now what it is saying? So third line says create a variable app. Inside that, create an instance of your Flask. Okay. Then we have underscore underscore name, and it is saying that, yeah, this is the instance. Why we have written that? So two things are there. I might have covered it in my doc as well. If not, mm, I'll just give me a second. Okay. So if it is not there, then I'll just tell you. Okay. I guess I'm not. Okay. So why it is there? So name underscore it is there. So I am specifying that create an app instance of Flask for me, which I'll be using to run my script. This app2.py is a script which I'll be using, and I am telling my script that whatever the Flask app gives me, create an instance using this underscore underscore name so that I can run it inside this structure. Okay, it is not completely understandable right now. Why what is this instance and all? So you see this template folder, static folder. Uh, why it is templates only? Why it is static only? Why it is not template? Or let's say why it is not only template? Why it is templates? Okay, so uh, here this line suggests that whatever my Flask gives me by default, use that for instance, and using this script inside your app variable, run it. Okay, that means if by default this templates is given inside our Flask, the name, okay, and static is also there. If we change, if we want to change it, we have to tell it specifically or manually write. Okay, so still not able to understand why. So if I write template folder equal to templates, so manually I am writing this, right? If I don't want to write, so let's say if I change this s, so I have to use template here in this part. Okay, if I manually write, if I remove this, if I remove this part, it will take the default feature given by Flask. Whatever is default given there, it will consider that and create an instance using that. Okay, maybe a little bit clearer right now. Okay, so what I'm saying is whatever Flask is giving to us by default, take that and use it in our variable called app. So we
Sir,
are creating a Flask instance here. Yeah,
sir, is it creating an image of Flask?
you can say that it is a completely valid statement to make.
Okay.
Yeah. So now what we will do? So what we are saying, we have an instance of Flask in this app variable. Now we have to run this. Let's say I've removed this. Okay. So if I remove this, uh, there are a few things by default working inside it. So uh, if I remove this, it will still work. This app dot run still work. Let's try will it work or not. So if I try to run this, it will still work for me. But point is, if I try to say Flask run, so yeah, so see you have seen this, right? Uh, I write, I've written where it went. Yeah, so I've written Flask run. So you can see in this folder itself, I have three files called app.py, app1.py, and app2.py. Right. So I said Flask run. That means I am guiding Flask to run my app or app instance. But the problem here is on specifically seeing all the pages, all the scripts, I have a variable called app, which is creating my app variable for Flask instance. Right now, it doesn't even understand uh, which app you want me to run. Okay, so if I so see this we have removed and we have written Flask run, specifically not giving anything. So now if I want to run this, I have to specifically tell my interpreter of Flask that, bro, please run this file app2.py only. I have to write it specifically. Okay, to not do that every time I want to run, I will just use this. I am creating a condition called if name my instance, whatever the script I'm using, the name instance is equal to main. So main is by default in Python, which we use. So if this file needs, so in simple words, if this file needs to be running, I will just write Python and then the file name, and then it will run for me. Otherwise, what will happen if I want to run this without any condition? It will run any file in the available folder. That we don't want. And specifically also we don't want to write it that no, this is the file which we have to add, and that is a bigger code. We have to write export this and that. Those things we don't want. So for saving on our energy and time, we create this if condition where we are saying whenever we want to run this file, I will call Python and tell you the name of the file. Whenever it matches with the instance, this instance, Flask instance, run that. Okay. Hope it is little uh, confusing at this point, maybe, but yeah, let's try to. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sir, one
Yes.
doubt. Sir, there you said that app is a variable. So can we change the name of app to any other name?
Yeah, you can change it, but specifically it takes app only. We are following just a convention. We can change it. Any other
If we
name?
change the app name to anything else, then we have to write that app.root to also to that name, new name.
Uh, yeah, obviously yes, because it might not understand which variable we are talking about, which variable we are taking as instance for Flask.
Okay, sir.
What about the underscore name? Is it part of the syntax?
Yeah, this is given by Python only.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the conventions which Python follows. This is also by default by the Python. You don't have to specify anything. So this is just basically what we are saying here is, if my script name, this script name matches, then run it. Whenever I am telling Python, this is my file, and here we are checking if this script name matches, run it for me. This is what we are telling. If it, so if this is this condition is vanished, then it won't even check for it. Any app it can run. It won't specifically check this if condition. So for being on the safer side, it will run. It will straight away run because it will run. We will be giving the name, but it might. It can run any other also. It is not. We are not specifying. We are not even checking. Hope.
So
Yeah.
I had one doubt. So that means
Yeah.
the only the app.py will have this line, the main file, the main that is a home Python file will have this, whereas the other files will not have this criteria. Is it? If underscore name is equal to
No, every file, because we want to, let's say if we want to run 3 different app in this folder itself, and we are using same templates and static, we have to run it like that. So it will be for all the files,
so
not
basically
only app.
sorry. So basically it's for basically for running from the command prompt.
Yeah.
Only for it's this criteria is only for running through the command prompt, right?
Which criteria?
This if underscore name
This
underscore.
no. So this criteria is for being on the safer side. Okay. So we are saying whenever you have been given the script name, check if we have an instance of Flask or not. Okay. If there is an instance of Flask or not, then only run it.
Okay.
Any file name it is.
Okay.
It is just one simple check which we are doing before running the app.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. So let's move a little forward from here. So um, you have this. Let's try to run this. Do you think this will run or not? I have changed this app to one more P every time. So do you think this will run or not? Any guesses? If you are giving thumbs up.
It will run. It will run, sir.
Okay. So if If I try to run this,
No, it is not appearing in the folder list, so it may not run.
yeah, but it is running. You are late. Yeah, it is
It's
running.
running, huh?
Yeah. So,
But I have not seen that folder here on the right hand side.
uh, but it is in the same folder, right? V5 folder.
A triple P, no?
Yeah, that
A
is just
triple
a
P.
It's
variable.
it's
Huh?
just a variable, so it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. Yes.
Okay, it's a variable within app2. Okay,
Yeah, inside that.
right. Okay, okay.
Okay, so there is one more thing what you might have seen. Debug is off. Okay, what do you mean by that? So, base variable, sorry, base URL, right? Base URL, I'm saying. Just if base URL. So, base URL, what is base URL? So, this URL which you are seeing here, localhost. Localhost is 127.0.0.1, and then Flask takes this port number 5000. You can change it also here. Here you can write port, and then you can change it also. That will work for you in the URL. But base URL is this. So this slash signifies your base URL. Let's try to go to this URL for once. If I go to this place, I can see hello world. Okay, this is basic thing. We have written hello world and it is showing us hello. Let's assume I want to say hi and try to refresh this, but it doesn't reflect here in this browser, right? So there is one functionality which offers us in the Flask or uh, this micro framework that we can debug it. Okay, so let's so we have not rerun it. Okay, let's try to
Sir,
rerun it.
true spelling of true is wrong.
Yeah, thank you. What is the spelling then? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry about that. Poor in English, I guess.
Sorry, sir.
No, it's okay. Yeah, thanks for correcting. Yeah, okay, so let's try to run this again. So if I try to reflect it, okay, so we have rerun it. If I want to change it here, something, and yeah, you seen this, right? Reloading is written here. Okay, so what it means is when we are uh, developing our app, we can use debug equal to true, and if we change any specific thing in the content of our controller or HTML, it will hot reload. Hot reload means dynamically change it here also. Okay, reload. Okay, so this is one feature of this. If there is some error, let's say, to create error, if there is some error, it will also help us there also. So we'll see that also. Okay, if I want to create a new uh, uh, this URL here, not base anymore. So if I want to create a new URL, so I just have to use this backslash. Is it backslash or not? Yeah, it is backslash, right here. So if I want to create a new route, I just have to use that and then I have to write something after that. So this is our uh, second URL which we have created, and we can go there and check out what is in. So if this happens, this kind of thing happens, what you will say, if there is error connection refuse, something like that is written, you have to check your terminal. Okay, if your app is running or not. Hope you keep this in mind. If there is something like this, correct connection refuse, that means let's try to see the terminal. Is the app running or not? We'll try to rerun it because it was we have made some changes and it ended there. We'll rerun this. And this time we see debug mode on. We have a URL. Uh, we have app.2 and this and that. And we have a running screen here. Okay. One more thing you might have noticed, we have not written any HTML code here. Okay. But still, you would see that this page, if we go to inspect or view source page, we go to view source page. Okay, nice. It is not showing. Okay, we go to inspect. Yeah. So if you go to inspect, sorry, if you go to inspect, you can see this HTML block is there, head block is there, and body block is there. So this is what Flask does for you. So and also you can see some display margin. These are the things which is already added. You have not written it. This is CSS by the way, padding. So I'll just keep this thing also. So there are two things you have to keep in mind. There is one border somewhere. Inside border you have a padding. Outside border you have a margin. You can see in the screen, right? Orange color margin you can see. There is a border which is the block. Inside that there is a padding, a little padding. It is not seen here, but yeah, there is a padding. Okay, margin is taking 8 pixel or something. That's why it is showing you in the screen. So margin has top, right, bottom, left. These are the things which margin covers, and you can specify the margin there using pixel and other. We have covered this in week 2 content.
So Flask is converting it into HTML.
Yes, yes. Flask is doing the task for us. So we are just returning as a Python function, but it is converting it to a page where we can see it in the screen. Okay. So this is one thing. But can we only return here? No, it is not the case. If we want to make this, let's say, H1, H1 is heading tag. Oh. So H1 is a heading tag. So what we are expecting is here it should be a H1 tag returning, and it should be a bigger uh, uh, format of this
Font size.
okay, right? So it does the task for us. Yeah. Okay. So this is one thing. So we can use HTML tag here also, but this is not a convenient way. Let's say we have hundreds of lines of code, right? So it is not convenient to write it here. So we can use what render template. So here is your Jinja uh, 2 working. So if I write, let's say, tell me if you find the error what I'll be writing. Okay, if I write render template, sorry, and then I have a file. So we'll be using a file from here, templates folder, which I said already. So let's go for happy.py. So we'll be giving in happy inside our quotes, single quote or double quote, anything. Now tell me what is the error here in this line number 11. Is there any error or there is no error?
Return is missing, sir.
Okay, good. One you have found. Is there any other error? Or in this full code, is there any error? You can find out. I'll just keep it a little. Yeah.
We have to import.
Yeah, correct. So from where I will import. So this render template needs, while we are using, we have to import it from somewhere. So when we have installed pip install Flask, we have got Jinja 2 as well. Okay, so somewhere backwards, if we go, so here you see Jinja 2 has also been installed. Okay. Apart from Flask, work Zoox, Jinja 2, it's dangerous. I don't know why it is dangerous, but yeah, click and other things are there. It is already installed. So now this render template we can just take from um, Flask. There's two things, render and render template both. So we'll be using render template. Okay. You have said render template, give me Flask, give me the render template. I'll be using it in my code. Okay, good. Now, what do you think? What will happen if I run my code again? What should be in this screen? Anyone? What should be in this screen? Is this the correct thing showing in the screen? This is what we want, or there's some problem?
What is there in the
We have to see.
HTML?
Happy.
Yeah, we want to see.
The HTML file is not.
I think we are not created happy.html file.
Uh, is it?
Yes. So please click it.
Okay. Is there some content? Is there?
Hmm. It will open this file, this HTML web page.
Okay. So I just refreshed that, and we have got this. Are you happy now? Are you happy now? This is the question. Don't tell me no. Okay, so this is what we wanted from my new app which we have built, right? So we wanted a HTML page to be rendered using uh, our Flask app. Okay, so I have also used something in this file which you can see right now. There's some content of this curly brace, percentage, double curly brace, and this and that, whatnot. I don't know what are these things, why we have used it. So this is your Jinja. Okay, so this is Jinja formatting which we are using to get the data. Okay, so where from where we'll be getting the data? Uh, this is a user's uh, object or list of object which we are getting from somewhere. From where we don't have idea, right? We will be taking some data. uh, can anybody tell, in the starting I said we'll be taking some data from something, so from where we'll be taking the data and giving it here?
From SQL.
Okay, from SQL. Any other response? From where we'll be taking this users data?
From the
From
Python
the
file.
user.
Yeah, Python file. So let's get, so the guy who said SQL, you are also correct, but before that, we have this file, right? So before even going to SQL, we have to talk to someone else. Who is that? So this is our view. This is our HTML page. We have a render template in between these two guys, view and controller. And then you have a database model, which is SQL and ORM. So before going to this SQL model, database model, we have to talk to this controller, right? So if I go here, this render template will help me getting the data. So let's say I write here, because there is user return, right? So I'll just separate window for this, and we have a happy here. So because we need this users here in this HTML file, I will write here on the left side users. Okay, this user which is here, I've written here. In the background, you can see something written as user. So equal to users. I have written. Okay. So now what happened? What will happen? Does this show me something in the screen? Oh, I have given something here. Oh, will this give me something in the screen? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, right? Why no? Because this user is okay because this is here. I'm okay with it. But this user is nowhere. Right now, it doesn't even exist. So if I give, let's say, users equal to some list, maybe not right now, not what we are taking user and do you think this will work or do I need to create a dictionary or something? What do you think? This is correct or it is completely wrong? What we have written here? Does this even make sense?
No, sir.
Because
No, sir.
because we have a for loop here. In users, you're checking for user, and inside that user, you're checking for user dot username. Does this line number 11 make sense?
I think you have to write sir username instead of user.
Here you want me to write username, is it?
Yes.
Anyone else want to try it out? Do you think this will work or
Sir, but
Will
it's
not
a
be.
list, but we are creating a dictionary inside it.
yeah, correct. So
Is
we have to write curly braces, is it? Is this a correct way to interpret? Let's try it. Do you think this will work or let's run it and we'll try? Is it what do you want? Should we go ahead or we should wait for someone to tell us?
Yeah, it will work.
So try this.
Okay, let's try this. Yes, I heard a no somewhere. Okay, let's try this if it works or not. Uh, so we have a running app right now. We'll just close this for now. We have a running app. It is there. You might be able to see it. I'll just refresh this, and it says hi. And this is what we wanted or not. My screen is a little smaller. Yes. Uh, give me a second. Okay, try to make it work. Yeah. Now, what you have understood? What do you think? What we have done? We have three screens right now. First screen is for Python, the controller, uh, 11, line number 11. We have some content here. We have given it to the render template that is Jinja, and then telling Jinja to use it in the HTML file. And we have a for loop here, users. Sorry about that. So users, and then inside that we are finding something. This is not user. You can call it something else. I also, right? Some content. Okay, for each I in users, right? Here I say users is list of object. So here it is a not object exactly, but it is a list of dictionary. Is it? Do you find me correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? Similar to it, object dictionary, something like that. And we are hoping that inside I you have something called username, right? And then if we found out, then we have something called the value or height, right? So this is what we are getting in the screen, right? So hope you understood what we have done. Before going to SQL, we have to understand this. What we have discussed before, view controllers, something like that. We have a view, specifically this view, which looks like this in terms of coding. That view is covered with Jinja code, this code for loop, and we have a code in our Python controller or Flask app which says take my data from this dictionary or list of dictionary and use it. Hope this is okay with us till now. If it is not, please speak up and we'll discuss it.
Sir, sir,
Yeah.
sir.
Hmm.
Sir, can you refresh once again this our happy? Are you happy this site? Refresh. Let me see
We
what
refresh.
happens.
I'll just also show you the screen here. So here you have a get request. Whenever we want to see something in the browser, it is called a get request. Okay. If I refresh this, if one more request should be sent to this Flask app server, which will be seen in the terminal here, and it should say success, that is 200. Okay, we are calling for slash hello. This hello is there. Hello is there. The code is one, not one. That is success only. Let's ignore that for now. Get is there. Slash hello. It should be success. That means it is working. So if I refresh, yeah, sorry. One second. If I refresh this, you can see a hi being there, right? And it is working fine. This is what we wanted, right?
Yes, sir. So so the like user equal to list of dictionary we are given. So
Hmm.
so after in a render file happy comma users equal to user we have to write, isn't it, sir?
Uh, Sorry.
So
Sorry. Can you come
users,
again?
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
users equal to users. So this is our variable. This
Yes, 11th line. So you can see the color. Is it visible? Gray color
yes,
users. So this is following this one, which has a list of dictionary here. So if I uh, should I write something else? Um, let's go
Yes.
for username again. So now, right now, there are three things. Now, tell me what do you expect? You have understood. I am assuming that you have understood what we are uh, going through here. Let me ask you, what do you expect from here? I'll just give a quote here. What do you think? What will be shown in the screen? See the code?
Hi, then next line word, and next line
Hmm.
hello.
Okay.
It is a
Okay.
for
And
loop, isn't it?
yeah, it is a for loop. I
So
have given a p
basically, we
tag as
cannot have a dictionary with multiple keys, right?
I don't know. Yeah, dictionary you're talking, right?
This is
Yeah.
a list, isn't it? List.
It is a list.
List
Inside
of
that there is
dictionaries,
multiple
but
dictionaries.
then dictionaries, can it have multiple keys like this?
Yeah, it should. It should, right? It can have. It is okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
it
this.
can
Consistent
have
you have.
Yeah.
dictionary are different.
So somewhere there is a mistake or what? Uh, why this is giving a red color?
Colon, sir. You are given single, double colon, and one colon. Yeah, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it can have multiple key value pair. Yeah. Now what we are expecting? Can you just tell me before running the app? What do you expect? What should be screen in the screen? What do you think? Let's try.
Hi world, hello.
Hi, word, and hello. Yeah. So everyone agrees to it, or is there any? Let's come back to this page. Yeah. Everyone agrees, or is there someone who doesn't agree to this point? Someone has said it should show hi, word, hello. These three things should be there. Is there anyone who doesn't agree to it? All of you
Sir,
agree to it?
can you see once
So
again that
no, it
dictionary?
won't show that. It will just show high only, I think.
Okay. Okay. Two things. Let's go for both the things and we'll try to run. So this will be the code, Python, and then the file name we are running here. We go to browser. We check this and refresh this, and this shows like this. You can see, right? So what it is doing, it takes the data. Okay. So understand this when I'm calling data. This is the keyword which you have to follow. When I am giving a data from line number 11 to render template in line number 12, whom I'm giving? I'm giving to the Jinja 2. It takes using this variable called users. It goes to HTML file, uses it here, then using this Jinja code for loop, and then specifying the name what we have in the dictionary, it is showing in a HTML content. Okay, HTML content. Why I said HTML content? When I go to inspect, this should be the thing. P tag for three of the what do you call? Uh, Three of the data which we have given. I have not specified hi and hello word anything there, but it is specifying it separately. Okay, so this is what dynamic data rendering is. Okay, I made some changes in my code in the Python file, but it reflects in my HTML or Jinja. Yeah, if somebody want to speak.
Sir, why two line spaces
Why?
in the output? Two,
Yeah,
yes.
it is a P tag paragraph. It takes a little extra thing. Yeah, it is a paragraph. That's why it is a little extra. Okay.
Sir,
Hmm.
so sir, any website, if we inspect it, so we
Hmm.
cannot tell that in which language it has been written. Like here
Yeah.
it is showing HTML, but we have used Jinja, isn't it,
Jinja.
sir?
Yeah. Correct. You
So,
won't be able to
so
tell it.
okay, okay, sir. Yeah. Is
It
there
will
any way
be
to
shown in
tell?
the HTML one. Yeah.
Is there any way to know that in which language
If you are God, you can
it
tell.
has been written?
Not through the codes. No,
Sir,
so you won't be able to guess it, I guess. If it is HTML, then there might be some extension or something which can tell you that some Jinja code is written or not. Like there is something for Vue also, I know. There is extension which tells you that is Vue JS is used in this particular website or not. Similar to it, if somebody has created that extension, then you can know it. For now, being I don't know if there is something existing like that. Yeah, anyone wanted to ask one?
sir, in Jinja 2, you have to have double flower bracket, no, for variables.
Yes,
It's not visible here.
it won't be visible in the browser, but you have to code it here.
No, the code window, it is not visible also.
It is there, right? You can. Is my screen visible right now?
Visible, sir.
Yes,
It
sir.
is. It's
Yeah. So there are two curly braces I have used.
No, that I word and what is the third word? Hello. All
Why,
these things.
why two curly braces?
This is Jinja templating. This is how you will specify Jinja. So if you are using any loop, you have to specify a curly brace and then you have to write percentage symbol. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to specify other than loop something, you have to write double curly braces.
Okay.
Okay. And for loop, if you are ending that loop, you have to write end for at the end. And again, the same format, percentage curly brace.
Sir,
Okay.
username and password is the variables, or hi, hello world is the three words are the variables. Which is the variables?
Yeah. Yeah. It is there. I have given for password only this one first one only gets the password, but others doesn't. And we are calling for username only. So three users name are there. So three dictionaries are there. Hi, word, and hello. Is it what you were asking?
Yeah, yeah. That's a dictionary, is it?
Yeah, it is a dictionary right now. Don't follow this because we are not using SQL right now, SQLite right now. That's why it is not a object. Sorry, it is a dictionary right now. We have written it right now.
But the
We'll
code
be
window
using
is
an object.
app to PY is the code window, no? The right hand
Yes,
one is the HTML window, is it?
yes, happy.html.
Happy HTML.
Yes.
That's an output window, is it?
This is not output window. This one is output. This browser is our output. So many windows right now, so it might be confusing.
Confusing now. What is that each window is doing now?
Yeah.
Code
So
window,
yeah,
HTML window,
let's try to figure out. So
terminal.
yeah. So right now you can see one, two, three, four, five. Five windows right now I have opened. Uh, so let's start from the left corner, left upper corner. This is specifically your Python code, what is called controller in this model view controller sense.
Okay.
This is your controller for Python Flask. Then after that, in the left bottom corner, you have a terminal which is running for this app, this Python file, which we have told this terminal to run Python and this thing. Again, sorry. Yeah. So these two are there, left bottom and left upper corner. We have covered. Then we come to right. We have a HTML file which contains HTML content as well as the Jinja content. Till now, whatever we have discovered, this is not shown to the user, to the client. This is handling inside your server. Okay. So you have HTML content written, the code is written, Jinja code is written, your Python code is written, your terminal is running. This is your backend you will call, or the server you will call. Now, when these three things work together, these terminal, Python code, and this HTML file, a view comes up that is shown in the browser. That is your client, what client is seeing. Now client has a luxury that he can see the HTML code as well here in the DevTools. So there are five screens what you have seen.
The same HTML code will be seeing it.
Not same, not same. Only the HTML code. So right now you would have seen
Yeah,
here
here. Okay. What
we
is the
have
difference?
Jinja code as well, but it won't be visible to the client or the user. It will only reflect as a HTML code because your browser only understands the HTML content, HTML5 to be specific for this year, I would say.
And what is that HTML window?
This is which HTML window?
The other one you were showing it, not on the right hand side. When you
This
were
one.
no, there is another one you said without Jinja code visibility. Ah, this one.
This is the browser one,
This is the browser one. Okay.
which user sees. This is client side interface.
That is what we really right click it in source page. What we see, that's what it is, no?
Yes, correct. Yes,
Inspect.
inspect. Yeah.
Inspect, yeah, okay.
Yeah, when you right click, you go to inspect and you see this.
All right.
Okay, so this is what we have done till now. But we have came for something else, right? We have came for SQL. Somebody said we'll get data from SQL. Yeah, we will get some data from the SQL. For that, we have to know certain things. Uh, I don't have a pen to write on screen right now, but I'll just try to explain you through uh, the written document maybe. Um, Now this is what we have done right now. One more task I have for you guys. Should I explain that task or I'll just go to SQL? Uh, what do you think? Should I tell you the task or should I go to SQL now?
Let's go to SQL, sir, because
Okay,
task will be later.
okay. So uh, here you have a picture with you. Just close these things. We don't need them right now. I'll just close this guy as well.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
That app.root hello, what is it called?
App. Hello.
Yeah, what are
This.
these called? Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is route only.
Oh,
Root or route, what you call.
okay. So it can, and I can give it any name.
Yeah, yeah. Specifically in Python, they call it decorator. In Java, it is also called decoration tag. At the rate, whatever is in just above your function, this is your function,
Okay,
Python function, def.
okay.
Whatever is above that, that is called decorator in Python. In
Yeah,
Java, they call it decoration tag.
but
Yeah.
what I write inside bracket, the bracket can be anything.
It would be starting from slash,
Okay.
and then it can be any name or something that specifies this function. Mostly the convention which we follow is the name of the function should be written here to make
Okay.
it little clearer for us as well as the whoever will be taking over the code.
Okay.
But you can change the name if you want. Just like this, you can have slash here, but the function name is something else.
Okay. The first one
But
has
one,
to be just a slash.
yeah, that is base URL which we start off with. That is localhost which local machine uses with a port number 5000 for Flask.
Okay.
Okay. But keep this in mind that whenever you are running your function, let's say if you have created one more function after this hello, don't keep the same name. Otherwise, you will get error. The function name should be unique.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, there might be error, or you might get something else what you doesn't even want. Oh,
So what
uh,
is dot route?
this is just a decorator which we are following. We have a Flask instance here. Okay. In this instance, you have something, some library or something, uh, which is called as route. This route will create whatever you have written here as a URL for you. Yeah,
Okay.
URL. Yeah, right. So this route will create this a string what we have written inside this
The
as a URL.
the
Yes,
address of the website. Okay.
correct, correct.
So
Yes,
we have to put the dot route only, na? Only
yeah,
the starting part can be changed, the
yeah.
variable part.
Variable can be changed. Route should be same because
Yes.
yeah. Any other question right now?
Sir, please tell us the task also after SQL.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. Okay, let's go to this image. We can see here. So, in this image, written SQLAlchemy, class as an object and database model. But before that, let's try to understand. Right now, we have created a dictionary here. This dictionary looks like this in line number 11. But I want to have a, let's say, 100 lines of table or rows, 100 rows, let's say, right? So 100 rows means this is your first row, this is your second row, then you have a third row, right? So you have a dictionary first, this is your row 1, and specifically row 2 and row 3. Okay, let's let us seem to have an idea that we want to have a 100 row. It is not a good idea to write username 100 times by coding itself. It will waste our time, and it is a waste of time itself, right? So you have to think over it. What we can do. If you have studied SQL, so SQL is one query language where you can write something. So you have a structure, relational databases. So you have a structured tables where you will add rows and columns, which can have a index. So rows column will have an index or primary key or some kind of key, just like this. So which will give us a data about something. So there is SQL which have some table and table head some columns and rows, and that column and rows will have some data about uh, our anything or whatever the data it has. Okay, so this is one thing. SQL is used in relational database management system. Okay, RDBMS. Now, if you have done your DBMS course, if you are doing it for the first time this term, then you might have already seen the SQL queries. You might have already known about Postgres. Okay, Postgres is a one kind of app which gives us a idea how can we store data in table row column format. Okay, this is one thing. Postgres is there. There are other apps as well. We would call MySQL, SQLite, and others. Okay, relational database management. I am talking about it. So here, when you look at the structure of this course, we have a light uh, database called SQLite. Okay, it is very good idea to understand that light is there in the SQLite itself. That means it is a SQLite. So we want you to use SQLite because it is a small scale database. So you can be created in any uh, folder or any format here in this app as well. You don't have to. For Postgres, you might have downloaded pgadmin 4, right? So it creates a full app and then you have to use it. And SQLite is a light database which can be used anywhere. You can create some files for it and you can use it anywhere. So this is what the thing is. Postgres can be also used, but it is for larger chunk of data. We will be dealing with a little smaller chunk of data. That's why we are using SQLite. Okay. Now in SQLite, you have a SQLite 3, which is currently working for all of us. But still, now there's a one more part to it. I'm not writing anything right now, so listen to it. You have SQLite 3, but do we have to write queries which we are writing in our Postgres? Do we have to learn all the SQL queries, select, where, from, these and that? Do we need to learn that? I would say no. Okay, so we have a option here. We in app dev have a basic idea that we want to create an app. We are not really want to learning this SQLite or SQL queries. We can use a ORM. What is ORM? Operational. Sorry, I should be, yeah, so object relational mapping. So it is a exactly mapper, but here in this line it is called as map. So in place of SQLite, we will be using SQLAlchemy. Why? You would say why we are using SQLAlchemy, and the answer would be it is easier for writing the code. How it is easier? So because you don't have to write the queries, you don't have to write multiple lines of query. In SQLite, what you have to do is SQLite 3 or any other database you have to do is you have to connect your database to your um, uh, you have to connect your database through your code, and then you have to create a cursor, then you have to write a select query, you have to create a table. For that you have to write a specific code for creating table, you have to insert writing a 6 or 7 line of code, and then you will go there and this and that, so many things, so many complications. But SQL Alchemy provides us a little advantage over this. We don't have to write so many things. We will write few lines of code and we'll be getting the similar result. How it happens, you would ask. How it happens is whatever we will say in Python code, it will just understand the thing in the Python, and then in the backend it will do the SQLite queries and all the whatever the SQL queries are, and then it will give us the data what we want without even writing a single code of SQL query. Okay, so just recap what I have said. We have some data. We want to store it in a relational database. Relational database has table. Inside that there are rows and column. There are few apps which uh, provide us that relational database. SQLite 3 and Postgres are few example. SQLite 3 is uh, one which we'll be using in this subject in this course, but we won't be writing SQL queries. We'll be writing SQL Python command in SQL using SQL Alchemy ORM. Okay, hope is it clear till now? Is there any question you have? Sorry, yeah. Is there any question?
Sir, in the screencast of week 5, basically, initially, professor is like create the screencast. He's basically creating first in SQLite and then
Hmm.
reading it in SQL Alchemy. But going forward, will we be doing that? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, so good question. See, uh, when the video was recorded, we were expecting that not all will know SQLite, not all have done DBMS. That's why it is designed like that. We also want you to know something about SQLite, so that SQLite or the SQL queries, so that you can understand how it is done. This is one thing. And we advise you can use SQLite if you are familiar with it. We are not saying that you don't have to use it. You can use it if you are familiar with it, but we advise you to use SQL Alchemy for ease of coding. You don't have to specifically learn SQL for this course only. So that's why. And in the lectures and screencast also, we we are focusing on SQL Alchemy. You won't be asked uh, not more than one question, and that question also will be in theoretical aspect. I'm asking, I'm telling not more than that. One question or two question most at most will be asking, and that will be easier in a sense what we have already given the practice assignment or graded assignment. Hope this answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I guess the picture is clear right now. We have an idea why we are using SQL Alchemy. I'll just read these 3 lines which I have written for you. SQLite is good for small application but lacks scalability and advanced querying. So advanced querying, this is one thing. You might face little difficulty while writing some code in SQLite. There are few features which are missing, which are not there in SQLite and are there in Postgres as well. So this is one reason. You don't have to worry too much about it. Okay. So other thing is uh, this is this is really helping us to maintain our code, and it is not even it will take care of whatever we want to have in terms of data and giving it to the rendering template and Jinja. Okay, and this is very common thing. It is, you can write it in English, simple English. You just have to write user.query.all, and that you will get all the data. That's it. Okay, you have to learn it. Yeah, so this is one thing. You have to see those codes. You have to uh, write those code, and then you will be familiar with it. But it is easier to do. Okay, we are not doing SQLAlchemy right now, but you can do this pip install Flask SQLAlchemy, and it will be there in the in your local machine. Okay, now uh, let's go to GitHub once. Hope I'm clear. Any questions right now, or do you have any question? Um,
Much data can be installed through SQL Alchemy.
uh,
There's a limit, right?
how much data can be
Can
installed from?
I mean, we while we are using Postgres SQL, we were
Hmm,
given some tar files to work on. Can we
hmm.
use those files to
No, there is no.
work on?
That's the point. You don't have to use any tar file or something. You just have to work with SQLite SQLite 3 or .db extension. You don't have to work with .tar. You don't have to zip it or any kind of thing. It is SQLite only.
So,
The
we
database
will
file will
make
be SQLite. Yeah, let me complete and then you can. So database file would be SQLite .SQLite extension or .db extension, but we'll be using SQLAlchemy query. SQLAlchemy, okay? SQLAlchemy will handle all the backend stuff and do it for us. Is it fine?
okay, sir. So we will be creating the data, or we will be installing
We
those
will be
data
creating. We'll be
to work
creating.
with,
There
or
is no
how it is.
installing or downloading. We'll be creating.
Okay, sir. So can we install other uh, already created data also?
I guess you you are using incorrect word there. You must be saying downloading. Installing is not the
Yes.
correct word, I guess. Yeah, you can
Yes.
use some
Okay.
other
Yeah.
files. That is also fine. But you have to specify that you are using that somewhere in the code.
Okay. So there should be some limit to the data, right? If it's too much,
There
it
is
will
limit,
not
but
be
you don't have to
work.
worry about that. I guess you will be working around lesser data than 1,000 rows, so you don't have to worry too much about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So
So you are referring to some task, no? What is a
yeah,
task?
that's what I was coming to. You have this link, right? This this is what I've pinned in this chat. This link. Go to this link, and yeah, we have done something in this session, right? If I go back to this folder, you can see app.py written over here, right? I will add my content, what have I have written in this file. Okay, I will just copy it and paste it there. I will also add templates folder here. What you have to do? Okay, I'll be adding those things here. What you have to do? So I will be creating a issue here um, from my personal ID, I guess. So if I go to week 5 inside app, so this is what you have to see. And in this resources app dev, I'll be creating a issue Let's try it out. I'm also trying this for the first time. Let's try it out. So the title would be Session 1 SQL. SQLAlchemy to be precise, I guess. Spelling might be wrong, or I don't know. We'll change it if it is wrong. So what I want to say is, have you completed the task? The task is create a app.py file and HTML file, any file name you can give, and follow all the things given in the app.py, which is covered in the session. Hope it is clear. You just have to create app.py file. You have to create templates folder. Inside that, you have to create a HTML file. Whatever we have covered in this session, you have the YouTube link as well. You can see it, and you have to do it. And if you are done, let's create this issue, and you might will see this add a comment option. Can anyone confirm that they are able to see this comment option? Is it there or not? Yeah. Are you getting comment option? Can you just comment once there that I have done or something? Anyone, if you have seen it, just write there. If you've logged in your GitHub. Anyone has commented or not?
Not able to
Sir,
locate
I have
it.
not, sir, I have not signed in, so I just have to sign in with my
Yes,
ID and
GitHub
email.
account. Yes,
No, I have not
GitHub
logged in. I
account.
have not signed up for a GitHub account.
Yeah, try to sign it up, and this is your task. Till the time next time we meet, you have to do this. You have to create your GitHub account and try to comment it there. This is a small task which I want you to do it. Somebody please right now if you have uh, uh, logged in.
Done.
I want to see it. Done? Yeah. Okay, good. I'll be deleting these two, but what you have to comment is, I'll just write it there. I will be editing comment. Yes, I have done the task one. Okay, I'll be saving. Okay, so this is what you have to comment. To comment one time, the task is to create a app.py file, which we have covered in this session, and you have to um, also create HTML file inside the templates folder. Try to see the lecture. I'll be adding the lecture link as well, YouTube link as well, and you can use it. Okay, so this is your task for till the time which we meet in this week. And yeah, somebody has done. Okay, nice. Yeah, good. Other than yes, I have done, I'll be deleting all those. Okay, so that is the thing. And yeah, we have 10 minutes left. So let's see this part and then we'll move on. So we'll be ending the system for now.
So where we have to submit that?
In the GitHub itself, right? Just like this, you have
But
to
where
go to this.
do we comment?
You have to comment here only. Here you can
Okay.
see, right? You might be getting add a comment option in this page. I'll just share this link also. Uh, should I zoom? Oh, I guess I was late. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Where we had to zoom in, I don't know. Okay, so if we use this, uh, and here you will see add a comment, and you have to comment it here. Okay. Uh, hope you understood. If you have not created your GitHub account, try to
Yes, sir.
create
Yes.
it using your student ID, and yeah. Okay, good. Let's try to cover a little concept of SQL, what we'll be using in the next session. Okay, so first of all, installation. This is what we want. So yeah, apart from SQL, why we have written a Flask SQLAlchemy? So these are two different concepts. SQLAlchemy provides us a ORM code which we use uh, to get the data, uh, to add the data. You have to update something in the database or something. It gives us that. Okay, that is fine. But uh, Flask SQLAlchemy also provides us a little simpler code. Okay, so from SQLAlchemy, from RDB, sorry, RDBMS, we came to SQLite. From SQLite, we came to SQLite 3. From SQLite 3, we came to SQLAlchemy. From SQLAlchemy, we came to Flask SQLAlchemy. Okay, I might write it here, or not right now, but yeah, you might have understood. Now, we have installed Flask SQLAlchemy. It will be providing a little lesser complicated data code, which we can write, but we have to import it. Okay, so from Flask SQLAlchemy, use the SQLAlchemy which Flask provides. This line we have to write. Okay, from Flask SQLAlchemy, import SQLAlchemy, which we'll be using. Cool. This is okay, right? Any question?
Sir, the SQL alchemy that Flask provide and the pure SQL alchemy, how they differ?
There is a difference. There is a difference. So the difference is here you see a just like app, right? We have this code app variable which create an instance for Flask. Whenever you want to create an instance for SQLAlchemy, you have to write like this. So when we do this, we have to use this guy, this variable everywhere in our user model or any table which we are using. In SQLAlchemy, you don't have to do these things. Okay, there is a specific code which you have to write. There is base something, and you don't have to follow a instance. So Flask SQLAlchemy is little uh, familiar to you because similar thing you have done with your app instance also, Flask app instance. Okay, now you'll be creating a DB or database instance using SQLAlchemy or Flask SQLAlchemy. Okay, and everywhere you in this screen you can see, right, you're using that DB and DB. Okay, but when you must be using SQLAlchemy somewhere. There you don't have to follow this. There are some specific code which you have to follow. That is different thing altogether, which you have to learn. That we don't want because we want a easier life. We already know how to create instance, and then we can use it here also. Okay, is it fine?
Excuse me,
Sorry.
yeah, sir, can you go once again what you said?
Yeah,
Maybe I have missed something.
I have said many things, but yeah, okay. So I was saying we will be creating an instance for our SQLAlchemy also, similar to what we are creating in our Flask app. Okay, so that is called as DB. Is it fine? It
So,
might be a little overwhelming for now, but yeah, yes.
so
Sir, the
for
reason part
running
is
this code,
understandable. So, so hello.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so this db dot column this and in pure SQL alchemy we directly write uh,
Yeah, column and all, base column and these
so
and that.
the writing part is clear, but how they differ conceptually, that is.
Not conceptually, those are similar thing, but the point is you have to code it, right? So here you are saying use this instance only, okay, DB instance only to create my column, my model, my database, my table. You are specifying that there is only an instance which you have to use. That is
Okay,
provided by
while you
Flask
are
SQL.
okay, okay. While we are using the app,
Hmm.
if we are providing any data in that session, that data is going to be inserted database, right? It,
Yeah.
it is. Is it the mean that you're saying?
Uh, can you come again once again?
Uh, like you are saying that DB DB is something as uh,
Yeah.
So do
DB is the instance of SQL alchemy of
Yes.
the app of the SQL alchemy. Whatever I.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So
So even
if
though if
I
you
am
don't
using,
write this,
yeah,
this is also fine. We are just creating an instance. If I write this thing, that means we are connecting this instance, this particular DB instance for SQL Alchemy to our app instance. Okay. Somewhere in the code we have to write it. If we don't write it here, we have to write it somewhere using, uh, let's say, db.init init app, and then you have to give app. This is how you will do it. Somewhere you have to tell that connect this DB schema or DB instance to my app, Flask app. Some way or the other, you have to do it. I just
so
want a connection from my database to my app. Yeah.
so we will have to create another file for this, or we have to continue the
Yeah. You
app.py.
don't have to create any file till now. We'll be covering this, but the thing is, first we will be doing this in a single file in the app.py file only, and then we will move out from there. When we have understood the full concept, what we want to do and what is there in the code, then we will move out to the other file if we want. Okay. First, it will be in the same file. Okay.
So how will it be connected with our
That
existing?
that is the thing in next session. We'll be
Oh,
covering that
okay,
because
sir.
we have covered the major concept what we needed for this SQL alchemy concept. What we wanted, we have covered that. We'll be coding. You will be coding these 2 to 3 days, and then we'll be covering these things. I'll just giving you a basic idea what we'll be covering in the next session. Okay?
So can you also touch on to the API thing?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay, sir.
First, we'll try to understand using route, and then we'll move on to API. That is part of week 6 or week 7 content.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
No problem.
API is a good idea to understand, but right now it is not. First, we'll try to understand this class. Okay. Class, what this Python provides, how we are using this class in this database model. Then the API classes will be understanding after that. If we are able to understand this, then that those things are very easier to interpret. Okay. Okay. So I'll just give you a little idea and then we'll move on. This app.config is particularly by default given to Python. Then what we are saying, create a URI. So URI, what is URI? So this is not a URL. This is a URI. This is your extension you have to follow. This not extension. This is particularly the part where you have to write SQLite colon triple slash and the file which you want to create for. So this is site.db right now. So uh, if I write it here in this code, not in this code, if I write here in this code that part, so inside instance this kind of file, so that is site db, right? So this new .db should be created. Okay, we'll be working on this thing.
Sir, DB for what database?
Yeah, obviously. So you can give any extension, that is okay.
No, we can give SQLite 3 or DB.
SQLite 3 also. Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that is also.
Okay, one more thing from lab assignment. When we are writing app.config and this giving
Which lab assignment is it?
lab assignment 5.
Okay, yeah.
So if we are going to create that table or database from that model we have written in app.py, we have to, before create a site, for example site.sqlite3 empty file, or when we are running it
No, you don't have to create anything. If you write this thing,
okay,
I'm not
it
talking about
generated.
specifically your lab assignment. I'm talking about how you create it. If you write this lines, which I have highlighted, this thing, then you create this DB instance. Then if you want to create the table, you have to create a context for this app, and this line should be there after your classes and all. This line should be there. db.create all. This will create your table, and
Okay,
it should be inside your context.
so
Yes.
file automatically generated.
Yes, correct. Yes, it will be created in your instance folder here.
That file has to be written always, sir.
Always in which sense?
That SQLite 3.
If you want to create that file, yes. This, sorry. This file you are specifying, right? This file.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, you have. If you want to create a file called site.sqlite3, yes, you have to. But you can change this name. That is okay. But you cannot change the URI.
Okay, and that app.config is also fixed.
Yes, that is default. That will take your configuration.
And that SQLAlchemy database also.
URI, yes.
Okay. What is URI? What does URI stand?
This thing what we are referring to is URI, called URI. There are three things: URL, URI, URL.
Okay.
Yeah.
URI, URL, and what is the third one, sir?
URL. Yeah, all three are different. But yeah, there is some kind of Venn diagram you can see.
Yes, URI is the superset of URL. Or URL.
Yeah, so he knows whoever is talking. Here's this picture you can see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Any other question? We'll be wrapping up here.
So when do we use URI? When do we use URL? When do we use URL?
That you have to learn. That this I have given you the hint. Yeah, here is the thing. You can just refer to this.
Okay.
It is in pointers. It is written what you want to when you have to use. Okay. Any other question?
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question regarding lab assignment 4. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, last class, ma'am has told us to use this code to make
Crackle
our,
matplotlib. Yes.
yeah,
Correct.
because every time we were trying to run the app, it was sometimes it
Yeah.
was running,
This is
sometimes.
old error which I have also faced uh, 3 years back.
So
Yeah. This is
what is this matplotlib.use.agg?
yeah. So it is kind of a uh, uh, I'm not getting that word exactly. See, what happens is matplotlib is somehow not running right now. Version they have changed, and it is not running in the newer version of Mac and other stuff. So this is a code which can run your matplotlib. This is simple and in simple word which you can call.
Okay, so whenever we face that kind of problem, we can use this.
Yes,
Like
correct.
one time
You're
it is.
specifying because they have changed the version, but they have not mentioned this AGG in that documentation. I guess that's why it is giving error, and we are facing that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. I'll stop presenting as well. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Please do the task what I have given. It is small task. Try it out. I'm expecting larger audience to do it.
So everything can be done on GitHub, is it?
Try to do it in VS Code and upload it using. So you just have to go there.
VS Code is
One
an
second.
app. Eh,
Yeah, so 1 second. I'll be uploading it. You don't have to do anything. You just have to comment that I have done.
Okay. And
Do it
VS
in your local system only.
okay, VS Code is an app.
Yes, VS Code is an app.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Uh,
Yes.
Sir, you'll be taking any revision sessions?
Uh, I guess revision session will be taken by ma'am, I guess, Shivani ma'am. It is on Saturday, I guess.
Okay, sir.
Before that, I'll be taking those sessions.
Okay,
Quiz
sir.
preparation is not there, sir.
Revision session is that only.
PYQs?
Uh, w- have you opened Discourse by any chance? I'll just
Yeah.
stop recording and then I'll just tell you one thing.
No, I don't have a link to Discourse. I got to go through
Okay.
others only.
I'll just stop recording for now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No, wait. I have to tell you something. I'll stop streaming as well.
Mm.
Uh, yeah. So in Discourse, I have already shared one